Hi, I'm Alex doing Alex Things, and in this short video, I just wanted to show you how I modified my Honeywell HPA160 tower air filter to operate with a homemade control panel, because the original control panel stopped working right. Then for the panel, I just have a 110 volt LED, a simple single pull, single throw on off switch, then a single pull, double throw on off switch with center off, just because that's the only one I had, and then I put a 1 amp fuse in there. And that's what the wiring looks like. So I just tapped into two of the speed controls for the motor. When I looked at the original capacitive touch panel that went out, I saw that basically it just switches which wire gets power for controlling the speed. And I'll show you the circuit schematic here in a minute. But it works really well, and I'm just going to RTV silicone this onto the top. And I had to do this just because the capacitive touch panel stopped working. It would just like switch through all of its modes. You'd just be sitting there and it would go from low to turbo, back to medium. It got really annoying. But I didn't want to throw this thing away because these things are kind of expensive. Alright, here is the circuit schematic. So originally the way this was wired up from the factory is the hot wire was actually connected to the common wire coming out of the motor, the blue wire. Since I was going to be switching this from the panel instead of having the capacitive panel take care of all that, I switched it around so the hot side, the white wire in this case, I don't know why they use white, but I guess they do in some appliances, goes straight to a fuse, then to that single pull, single throw switch, then the panel indicator, and then the single pull, double throw, the mode selector. I only use two modes usually. So the turbo setting is a red wire inside there, and that's the maximum setting. Then they have something called allergen, which is like high, that's a yellow wire. The general mode, which is like the medium, that's a gray wire, and then the germ mode, which is low speed setting, that's a brown wire. So I almost always just use the medium and turbo setting. So that's all I did. I just wired the single pull double throw switch to the turbo and to the general, the gray wire. So the red and the gray wire are what I connected from the motor, and then you just select the speed using that speed selector switch. And that's pretty much it. So here it is with the RTV sealant applied. It's not perfect, but it works. I'll go ahead and turn it on. I got the little kilowatt meter down there just to show you wattage. So here's low. About 37 watts. And remember, this is the general clean or the medium setting. And then turbo. About 58 watts, 57 watts. Then since it is center off, you can turn it off that way. Then this just kills the power altogether. If you're wondering about the control panel, I just used a sheet of ABS plastic. I traced the top of the air filter to it, and then I cut it out with a jigsaw. And I had to use the RTV sealant because I've snapped off all the plastic ends inside when I pried the old capacitive touch panel off. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something. As always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. By the power of the Prince of Peace, Yeshua. Amen. See you guys. Shalom.